Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're jumping into something pretty exciting, but also kind of challenging. Building apps with AI-generated code.
It's definitely cutting-edge stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker, the real problem. How do you make sure all that code the AI spits out is actually safe and fast and, bug-free?
Right, because checking it all manually, that's a huge amount of work, a massive hurdle.
Yeah, it can be a total nightmare. Think missed deadlines, endless debugging. So that brings us to our topic for this deep dive. Yeah. A brand new tool just launched this week, actually, called VibeScan.
VibeScan, okay.
Yeah, and their whole pitch is letting you ship AI code with confidence. So we're going to unpack how it tries to tackle all those tricky bits of AI code. Consider this your quick guide.
Sounds good. And it's needed because, look, building with AI, super innovative, speeds things up incredibly. But the code generated, well, let's just say it's not always perfect right out of the box.
Imperfect is putting it mildly sometimes, right?
Exactly. So manually checking for, subtle security flaws or those performance drains that slow everything down or just plain old bugs, it takes serious time. And honestly, a lot of expertise.
Yeah, you need a keen eye.
You really do. And that friction, that checking process, it can slow development right down. Makes teams kind of hesitant to go all in on AI coding sometimes. VibeScan basically wants to remove that hesitation.
Okay, so how does it actually do that? It sounds pretty straightforward from their description. You just upload your code, and it scans all of your code. Simple as that. But what's it looking for?
Well, the key things.
Right. It flags security vulnerabilities, the stuff that could get you hacked, performance bottlenecks, things slowing your app down, code quality issues.
Which can cause problems later on, yeah. Maintenance headaches.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, launch blockers. Those absolute showstoppers that need fixing before you can release.
So it covers the critical bases.
It seems like it. And the convenience factor they're pushing is, well, it's pretty striking. They talk about one-click fixes for common stuff.
One click, okay.
Yeah. And AI-ready fix prompts if it's more complicated, kind of guiding you. Plus, it can apparently auto-fix the simple things itself.
Automatically fixes them.
But here's the bit that really caught my eye. Zero setup. They claim it works instantly in your browser.
No terminal, no Docker installs.
Nope. None of that. No special tools. Their workflow is literally write your code with AI. Check it with VibeScan, ship with confidence.
Okay. That is convenient if it works as advertised. Saves a ton of setup hassle.
Right. But that almost sounds too easy, doesn't it? Which leads to the big question.
How do you know the fix doesn't break something else?
Exactly. That's always the worry with automated fixes, isn't it? You fix one bug, introduce two more.
It's a very fair question. And apparently the makers have thought about this quite a bit. They use what they call an AI coding agent.
An AI agent, so like another AI.
Sort of, yeah. A specialized AI that understands and modifies code. It applies the fix. But then, and this seems crucial, it immediately rescans the code.
Ah, okay. So it checks its own work.
Pretty much. And if that rescan finds a new issue caused by the fix, it tries again. It retries the fix with that additional context.
So it learns from its mistake? Kind of. It adapts its approach.
That's the idea. It iteratively refines the fix based on the rescan feedback.
That retry with context part, that sounds smart. Like it's not just blindly applying rules.
Right. But they are also realistic. They admit that sometimes fixing something without causing a new problem is just too complex, even for the AI.
So it can't fix everything perfectly.
No, and in those tricky cases, it flags it, it surfaces the problem back to you, the developer, with the context. They call these interesting engineering challenges.
Okay, so it knows its limits. It hands back control when necessary. That's actually reassuring.
It strikes a balance between automation and human expertise, which feels right for this stage.
So wrapping up, VibeScan looks like it's offering a pretty vital tool for anyone working with AI-generated code. Aims to turn that verification headache into something manageable, something confident.
Yeah, taking away some of that tedious, error-prone checking.
Freeing you up from hunting down every tiny flaw.
Absolutely. And that leads to a bigger thought, maybe something for you listening to chew on. As AI handles more of the actual coding, the line-by-line stuff, what does that mean for human developers?
Where does our role shift?
Exactly. Maybe less time spent on the nitty-gritty debugging, the stuff that can be really frustrating, and more focus on, the bigger picture.
Like high-level design, architecture,
right.
Oversight.
And the really creative, innovative problem solving that AI, at least for now, can't replicate. It could mean a shift from fixing to focusing more on creating. Something to think about.